The War Room, Episode 3, Power. Influence without discipline becomes corruption. My name is M. Power. Most people want it. Few understand it, and even fewer are disciplined enough to wield it without destroying themselves. Because power, in the wrong hands, does not create leaders. It creates corruption. The world has lied to you about power. It told you power was status, titles, money, control, dominance, attention, fear. It isn't. Those are often illusions of power. True power is disciplined influence, the ability to command environments, relationships, opportunities, and outcomes without losing integrity, without emotional instability, without becoming the very thing you once survived. Power without discipline is dangerous because unresolved trauma with influence becomes manipulation. Insecurity with authority becomes tyranny. Ego with leadership becomes destruction. And weakness with visibility becomes liability. This is why many people rise only to collapse under the weight of themselves. They gain access before they gain structure. And when power amplifies an unhealed mind, it exposes corruption. The war room requires a different doctrine. Power must be ethical, strategic, measured, controlled. Because leadership is not about domination. It is about protection. True power means you can influence without manipulation, lead without intimidation, command without chaos, build without exploitation, protect without ego. This requires command psychology, the ability to understand human behavior, emotional leverage, presence, communication, boundaries, respect dynamics. Because power is rarely about force. It is about perception, how you carry yourself, how you communicate, how you maintain standards, how you protect energy, how you enforce boundaries. Presence is power. Before you ever speak, you are assessed. Your posture, your standards, your confidence, your emotional control, your precision. Weakness speaks loudly. So does discipline. People can feel when someone has command, not through volume, but through certainty. Because true operators do not beg for respect. They establish it through consistency. Strategic communication is power. Every word positions, builds, destroys, reveals, protects. Weak communication creates confusion. Emotional communication creates vulnerability. Strategic communication creates influence. This means speaking clearly, setting standards, enforcing boundaries, remaining calm, avoiding overexposure, using precision over impulse. Because leaders who cannot communicate cannot command. Then comes boundary architecture. Power requires access control. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, your proximity, your trust, your vulnerability. Without boundaries, power leaks, and anything that leaks becomes compromised. You must learn who gains access, who loses it, who has earned proximity, who threatens mission integrity. Because power is not simply about expansion, it is about protection. This is where many fail. They confuse kindness for weakness, compassion for access, forgiveness for proximity, healing for the removal of standards. No, leadership demands compassion with boundaries, influence with ethics, discipline with empathy, strength with structure. Power should never become abuse. It should become stewardship. In business, power is operational leadership. In relationships, power is emotional stability. In family, power is protective structure. In self, power is disciplined sovereignty. Power is not about controlling others. It is about mastering yourself so completely that your presence influences outcomes. Ask yourself, does your current power build or corrupt? Do your words strengthen or destabilize? Does your presence create safety or fear? Do your standards protect or isolate? Because every level of influence magnifies who you truly are. Power reveals, it does not hide. If you are disciplined, power becomes transformation. If you are reckless, power becomes destruction. This is why the war room does not simply teach influence. It teaches disciplined command. Because the goal is not to become feared. The goal is to become respected, trusted, strategic, protective, operational. Power is not the crown. It is the responsibility to wear it without collapse. So build ethical leadership, strategic communication, boundary systems, emotional discipline, respect architecture, command psychology. Because influence without discipline becomes corruption, and corruption always destroys the undisciplined. My name is M. Power is not what you take. Power is what you can responsibly hold. So master yourself, then lead.